9, 10. Hi, everybody.
Hi, Dr. Nick.
We understand the stream.
Wrong show.
Shush. Come on. You know I. We understand the stream is kind of futzing out a little bit. And we do apologize. At least the recording should be fine. So when it goes to YouTube, everything should be fine. But welcome on in, everybody. We are playing Warrenguard, and I have a new cast of characters, which are this way, this way, this way.
That's better.
Some with familiar faces, some it is. We're gonna start at. Why are you like this, OBS? Why do you hate me? Let's start with Aegis. Aegis, please introduce yourself. Where can people find you? And then we're gonna go around the thing, and then it may just be us recording the stream for YouTube and not worrying about stream. But go on.
Hi. I am Aegis. You may hear very loud purring. I'm very sorry. I am Aegis. You can find me on Twitch at Aegis_and_pred. And we stream every once in a while, but more often than not, you can find me here every Tuesday at twitch.tv/clockworktuba at 8:30 Eastern. Facts.
Ava, you're a menace. Lou. Yeah, you.
Lou?
Yes, you.
Hi. I am the small one and quiet. Hello, I am Tallulah and Chill. Same for my Twitch handle. They, them. I mostly stream community games, mostly Overwatch and Phasmophobia. And I'm glad to be back for another game.
Ooh.
More gums.
Going on in the corner,
More gums.
we have Elizabeth.
Hello, I'm Elizabeth, or Isabits. I am over on Shadows of Nox every Sunday running Call of Cthulhu, and I am also there every other Wednesday playing Power Rangers Centurion. And then now I'm here every Tuesday, and I'm happy to be here. Can't wait for my dragon.
Right, same.
Yay, dragons. And last but not least, Ava.
And I think that leaves me, yes?
Yes, yes.
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 All right, I am Ava Rogers. You can find me
Yeah.
on Twitter at that nerdy writer, as in the books, not writer like Dragon Writer. Lost my train of thought. Monday nights, I'm currently on Rem Alternus, which is twitch.tv/master of Rem. Though that'll only be for a few more weeks. At the beginning of next month, we're actually going to be moving over to Shadows of Nox on Monday nights. 9 to 11 on Monday nights Eastern Standard Time. That's it for me. I can't talk tonight, apparently.
No. No,
Happy
I
to
get
be
it.
here.
We have an auspicious start. OBS is broken, and so are we. Okay, so a couple things we want to get out of the way as we talk about things. Yeah, I probably should shut off my camera in Discord. Do everything we can to make things better. Heck yeah, Warrenguard, exactly. So the game we're playing today is called Warrenguard. It is currently on BackerKit. They had an initial goal of $5,000. I believe they're over $14,000 at the moment. It was written by Natalie Puda, who is amazing and has given us this chance to run the game while it's still in development. It is fantastic. I really enjoy it. But yeah, it's a great game about dragon riding and found family and the relations you have with each other and, you know, the stresses of trying to, you know, throw yourself into danger to protect the people around you. So Before we get started, we here on the channel use lines, veils, and the X card, and I always like to go over and explain everything for that real quickly. Lines are things that do not change and do not occur in the world. They are things that we do not want to happen. The standard one we have here is also on our merch. It's called Everyone is People. And it's basically, to paraphrase a line from Subversion, the other TTRPG we played, it's that no player or character should ever have their gender or sexual identity questioned or brought to, or belittled or anything like that. That just does not happen here. And I will say this as my general statement. If you are someone who believes that someone deserves to have their sexual identity or gender identity questioned or brought to order, you can kindly fuck off. I don't want you on my channel. So that's the line we have
Also
in general.
facts.
Veils, also facts, indeed. The veil we have in place is basically just graphic sex. That's not going to be, we're never going to describe that in the game. People can flirt, people can kiss. As soon as it gets past that, we are fading to black, and then we're moving on to a new scene. And then last but not least, we have the X card. If anytime any of the players is uncomfortable with anything that's happening, they can either say X or put X in one of our chats. I will then immediately mute us on the stream, go to a be right back screen. We will have a conversation away from you viewers as players and as thing to find out like what caused it, what needs to happen to change that. And then once we have that conversation, we'll come back and either rewrite the scene, rework it, skip over it, or change things that need to happen. Oh, jeez. All right, yeah, we are going to do a quick pause and restart the stream.
I've been watching that. I was like, what is going on? Why is it still on the starting soon screen like 5
Oh,
minutes?
I kept having to
I
restart
thought it was me.
I had to keep refreshing it, and it finally brought us up. I was like, okay, there we are.
It's just saying stopping stream right now.
Yeah, I think it
There we go.
needs to
It's
pause and
starting.
catch up. I think another issue
Yeah.
was also that you won the streaming lottery, so you were actually streaming at maximum 1080 60. So that
Oh,
can also
good.
mess with your bitrate. So if you
Okay.
restart, then you might lose the lottery and go back to 720.
Oh, good. Could not access the specified channel or Steam key.
Oh,
What?
no.
I would like my own channel to be a thing. This is all staying in for YouTube, so YouTube, you get behind the scene on shit, because I'm not bothering editing this stuff out. Twitch,
Too much
server
effort.
auto, yeah, anything to not hear my own voice. Apply.
It's weird. It's still going.
You'll
It's
get used to
really-
it after enough time.
I mean, I've been streaming for over 2 years now. I still have not gotten used to it.
Me
Yeah, it's not letting me
neither.
start the stream again. Awesome.
Oh,
Or maybe I
well,
just-
then I'm a dick for suggesting it.
That's
Are you,
okay.
wait, maybe it's because you're still recording. Are you recording through OBS as well?
Yeah.
It might need to catch up to the recording, and or the time is off. The timing's off by however long it was.
You can say either you get used to the
Oh,
sound
there
of
we
your
go.
own voice
There we go.
editing, or I dissociate, and
There
my
you
brain
go.
lets
It's letting me
forget
start
that that's
streaming
my own
again.
voice.
I think we might be back.
Hey.
We're going to ignore OBS now because apparently being observed causes us to freak the fuck out.
Q ups.
Oh.
Schrodinger's OBS.
Perfect. We
Yeah.
are.
Hey,
like
we're
a
back for
2,
Natalie.
3
That's all that
seconds away,
matters.
so-
Frankly, I love you all, but Natalie's the one I'm streaming this for. Because she's the one who wrote the game.
Yes.
Okay.
That's all that matters.
So we'll look back. To quickly sum up what we just talked about, we have lines, veils, and X card in place. The line we have is everyone is people. No one will be questioned on their sexual or gender identity. Their veil we have is graphic sex. Basically, flirting and kissing is fine. As soon as it gets past that, we fade to black, and the X card is in place. If any player calls X, I will pause the stream, essentially. You guys will go to a BRB screen. I'll mute us so that you can't hear us, and we'll talk amongst ourselves to figure out what caused it and what we need to, figure things out. And then before OBS decides to fuck with me again, we're going to move right the fuck on. If there are any new lines or veils that are added, I will update everyone at the start of next stream. Then people can talk to me. The players know they can talk to me, whatever. Anyway, I did want to start with a piece of fiction that Natalie wrote. Bump. To kind of set the mood. Dragon, Warrenguard, Warren, and Hold. You are a dragon rider. You were selected at a young age by the people of your home to travel to the Caldera, to bond with a dragon, and to train in the rigors of aerial combat. Whoever you were before you were selected isn't important anymore. You fight for something larger than yourself. You fight for your dragon. Thousands of feet up in the air, your dragon is all that keeps you alive. The bond between a rider and dragon is unlike anything a civilian will ever experience. You and the dragon will learn to form one mind. Once bonded to a dragon, you will never be alone as long as both of you live. You fight for your Warrenguard, a group of riders who will always have your back. No matter what petty arguments separate you on the ground, in the air, you must work as one. Learn from those more experienced. Teach those who are new. Lay down your life for your fellow rider as they would lay down their life for you. You fight for your Warren. Keeping your Warren clean, tidy, and up to standards may not sound like the work of a heroic dragon rider, but when the oracle's bell tolls and you must ready yourself to put your life on the line, every detail matters. Diligence on the ground is critical to success in the sky. You fight for your hold. Beneath the warren where you keep your watch is a hold full of civilians who rest easy, trusting in you. You are called to selflessly protect the hold under your care, as they tithe to feed you and your dragons, and offer their young to the Caldera, who will one day fight alongside you. The oracle's bell tolls once more. Take flight and fight, for Dragon, Warrenguard, Warren, and Hold. God, I love this game. Alright, let's move some stuff around so I can do a bunch of stuff at once. Alrighty, so the way we're going to do things today is we are going to basically, this is our session 0. We are creating characters, we are then creating a Warren, and coming together to figure out who everyone is. So the first thing that comes through is your archetype. Now, something I like to point out is that there are 5 archetypes, and I'll go over them in a second. Your archetype isn't just the sum, the whole of who you are. You are a fully three-dimensional character. You are whoever you need to be. It's just that when you are doing the thing, when you are in this Warren, this is who you are in relation to everyone else. Picking the old-timer archetype doesn't mean that you are necessarily the oldest person in the history of the Warrenguard. But it does mean that compared to everyone else around you, you are the older, more experienced rider. There are 5, and for those of you who saw my earlier tweets, we're supposed to have 5 players. Unfortunately, life gets in the way. So one of our players had to drop, and it was I decided to just go forward with 4 instead of try to scramble to find someone fifth person at the last minute. So the 5 options we have are the old timer. You've sacrificed a lot of years to this job, and you have the scars to show for it. Show the younger generation of Dragon Riders that you will not go gently into retirement. There's the fresh face, the exact opposite. You are fresh out of aerial combat training at the Caldera and excited to get to know your new Warrenguard, new home, new friends, and your dragon companion. What could go wrong? We have the ace. You're the best, and you know it. Success has changed you, and you're not sure it's for the better. Even if the night terrors keep you awake, aren't the adoring fans worth it? The outsider. Nobody really understands you. Not that you'd let them. It's best to keep everyone at distance anyway. If they got close, you'd just be putting them in danger. And finally, the caretaker. If it wasn't for you, your Warrenguard would be beating each other senseless in a filthy hovel, eating ration biscuits for every meal. Sure, you don't have time for yourself, but it's worth it. So, we have 4 players, 5 archetypes. What are people thinking? What are interesting you? What interests you? Don't all start at once.
I would put up or had mentioned that old timer seemed like it would be kind of fun.
I think
All
he's
right.
delayed.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I possibly am. I can. Sounds like you guys are here or
Yeah.
hearing me a bit of delay. I do apologize for that.
I think you're hearing us on a delay.
That's
I
whatever.
was
It,
interested in that.
everything hates me is what's going on. Yep. I'm gonna stop talking. You guys talk for a bit. I'm gonna sit here.
I think it all just caught up.
Yeah, that was
Beady.
okay. Well, I have I've already named my Dragon Rider in like the last 5 minutes and decided on the archetype as well.
Perfect.
I'm definitely the fresh face.
Yay.
And I am going totally naive, stars in his eyes, new kid.
That used to be you.
No, I used to be.
Because I was
God.
honestly, I was looking at it like, because I wanted the wooden leg. 100% wanted the wooden leg. But also, when I was looking at, like, the 2 you are and 2 you used to be, I want to have used to have been the best there is. And, like, something just, like, smacked me down and humbled the fuck out of me.
I wanna be the very,
Very
best.
best.
Yeah.
anymore.
That's me. That's Kian.
Esther.
I'm already in love with this
Alright.
character, and I can't wait to break them.
There you go. I know probably might be on a delay,
I
but
don't make
as you
unbroken
guys are choosing your
characters very
archetypes,
often.
as you guys are choosing your archetypes, go ahead and just place it. Like you can start editing directly into this flight book, edit next to your name, what you're choosing, and go that way. So that was an old timer. That was a fresh face. Elizabeth and Tallulah, or Elizabeth and Chris. I should just start using real names. What are you guys thinking?
I'm gonna,
Yeah, you
Oh,
go
go ahead.
first. Go first. No, you go first.
I was gonna pick the outsider if Chris didn't want it.
Yeah, no, I was going to go caretaker.
Okay.
All right, now before we get into the nitty gritty of everything, we gotta do the fun part. The part everyone's been chomping at a bit for, including myself. And literally the first thing I did when I got these rules. We get dragons now. So let's start with Aegis and go around. Give me D12 rolls.
Hang on, I'm inserting a comment. Used to be D12. Oh crap. I forgot. Hang on. Sides on a dice. 12. Number of dice. 1. 6.
You got a yellow dragon. They are the fastest things in
Yay!
the sky. They breathe lightning and leave thunder in their wake.
Fuck yes.
Look at that! You have the flash as a
I'm
dragon.
moving.
I do.
So the
Amazing.
the yellow dragon should now be directly below your old timer. All right, Ava, hit me with a D12.
Yes. 8.
Where was my thing? I Just doing the thing, and then I lost the thing. 8. You got a blue dragon. Wise and observant. They they spit icicles and notice things that other dragons don't.
I was editing
Interesting
wrong.
for the newcomer.
Yeah, that is cool though.
That is an interesting dragon for the neophyte. Love it.
All right, we don't have an ace. None of you are good at flying. Sorry, outsider. Elizabeth, give me a d12.
Okay. I got a 3.
3. You got a bronze dragon. They're the largest of the dragons. They are a bit dopey, but they are basically they're the Barrett Fredericks of dragons. Congratulations. They are huge and tend to break things.
Amazing.
Sounds like it's a puppy.
I was thinking
It's like a large puppy.
Like a Great Dane puppy at a trainer
Well,
shop.
the only thing I will say, as opposed to calling them a puppy, is that the green dragons are legitimately just the dogs. So green dragons are more dogs. But last but not least, Chris, go ahead and give me a d12.
Let's see how the metal dice do the new one. Oh, it got cocked. Hang on. 9.
9. That is a purple dragon. I know that one well. I know that one well. Purple dragons are draconic royalty. They breathe glowing orbs that track their targets. They believe they are better than everyone.
Great.
Cocky dragon.
Cocky dragon. Great.
Love it.
And then we are going to bury the ace at the bottom of the slide deck. And so now you guys all should have your character sheets with your dragons right below them in the slide deck. And now we can start going through different choices. But yes, and so the reason why it's done this way is that now you have to kind of figure out where your character was or why this dragon bonded with you. What about your character drew that? Was it an opposites attract moment where they saw something in you that complimented them? Was it something where, you know, you have this like deeper side of you? And really, kind of going behind this the curtain here, the reason why this mechanic A is so amazing and B kind of awesome is that it stops people like all outsiders take either red or black dragons because they are metal and goth as fuck, and that kind of stuff. It just makes them happen to whatever, you know. You basically get this thing. Personally, I rolled a white dragon. I named him Rook. He's adorable in my head. I don't know what they actually look like because we don't have the artwork for them yet, but I love him, even if I will never get a chance to play this game. And even if I play a game, I'll probably roll a different dragon, but I rolled a white dragon, like literally the first thing that happened when I got these rules, and I love him. Rook is my buddy. Now, you have to choose a name for your dragon, and I will say, one of the standard traditions of dragon riders nowadays, of the Warrenguard, is something called the Draconym, where in order to prove that you are not going to try to, like, because there were dragon riding wars in the past where different kings, queens, etc. tried to rule everything, people would give up their family name and replace it with the dragon name rider as a sign of saying, no, I am a dragon rider. I am not the son of a baron. I am not anyone like that. So, for example, I would be Joe Rook Rider because Rook was the name of the name of my dragon. So it's something to think of, you know, if your character has a Draconym or not. But now we go up to the fun parts. So does everyone have a name for their character now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Does everyone have a
And
name for the
tentatively.
dragon?
Yes.
I think
Not
so.
Alright.
the dragon yet, but yeah.
Okay. So then let's start with the old timer then. Aegis, go ahead and introduce your character. What is your character's name? What is your dragon's name?
Well, I'm Esther Jean, and I ride Thawne,
Oh,
the yellow
no.
dragon. You know. I almost went with Eobard, but I like
All
that
right.
better.
Thawne is a fantastic name, especially for a yellow dragon. All right, so for the old timer, you have to choose 2 who you are and 2 who you used to be.
Well, I used to be the best there is. Until my leg here got taken in the war. What war? Ask me later.
Yeah, I'm gonna say there's no wars for existing dragon riders. You are actually one of the first generation of dragon riders who
Gotcha.
didn't have a war. But especially as the old timer, when you were a kid, you might have heard you were basically everyone who trained you was a veteran of the second dragon riding war. So you grew up around war stories.
All right, then maybe.
Okay, so that's
Fair enough. So I have a lot. Okay, so I have a lot of wars, but I actually. All right,
yeah.
I have ideas then.
So that's what you are not. What are 2 things that you are?
Rugged. Rugged was one of the ones that I chose. And kind. Rugged and kind.
I like it.
That's one. There we go.
And I'm seeing from what you're highlighting here,
I'm selecting
the
things.
other thing you are not is idealistic, which I like that a lot. Esther Jean's got some war miles on her.
Yes, I am not idealistic. Bro, it's
All right.
tough.
So, I mean, you've been fighting a near constant war against monsters, so that's just a thing. Next, we have to choose 2 to 4 traits for the old timer. Go ahead and give me those 2 to 4 traits that you chose.
Well, I had the wooden leg. Again, been tough. It's been a rough life. I have less fingers than I used to have because, again, been tough, man. Don't judge me. And I have hand-inked tattoos.
Ooh, I like it. All right, next section of the old
I'm
timer.
just going with 3.
What is one thing you will never let go of, and one thing that life has never let you have?
Life has never let me have an ideological cause worth dying for. I'm
Okay.
gonna do that really quick. I'm just gonna highlight these the same color. And then one thing I will never let go of is a child who writes me letters, now nearly the age that I was when I first bonded to my dragon. So that's where
Is
the
that me?
kindness comes in. Listen, kid.
Alrighty. Now, I realize that with at least my stuttering and disconnect from you guys, it's going to be a bit difficult. But the next part is ask one to the right of you and one to the rider that reminds you most of yourself. You have 2 questions to ask. So we're going to go around the way the circle works. So for the right of you is Chris, and then you get to choose either Elizabeth or Ava for the other question. So you get to choose a question to ask them, and then choose a question to ask the other one.
All right, so I'll ask Chris. What do you say about me when I'm not there to hear?
I really think that wooden leg needs to get an upgrade.
You're buying it.
I mean, it's my job.
Legs are expensive, right?
A new leg on a dragon rider salary?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that was the one to my right, yeah. And so the one rider that reminds me most of myself, I guess I'll ask Ava, what makes you respect me?
What isn't there to respect? I mean, you're the best. You're the best. You're. Hold on, I'm trying to remember which dragon was which. Yeah, you're the best. You're the fastest, and I want to be exactly like you.
All right, kid, don't hurt yourself.
Ooh.
I appreciate the answer. Let me do that.
All right, and the last thing we see on the character sheet. Last thing we see on the character sheet.
I'm taking fresh face
is...
and I'm going 100%.
Yes.
Absolutely. Okay, last thing we see on the character sheet is we have strong moves, regular moves, and weak moves. That is more for the rider portion of it. I realize I'm interrupting people, and I do apologize on that. The rider moves, so basically when you're in the Warren or when you're dealing with the hold below, when you're doing non-combat things, you can gain and lose tokens by either doing strong moves to spend a token, regular moves, which is just kind of your average thing, and then weak moves to gain a token back for your character. So those are things to basically keep in mind as you play. But let's move on to the fresh face and start with Kian. Go ahead, Ava, introduce your character and your dragon, and we'll run through.
Yes, I am playing. I'm playing Kian Alarider, and my dragon is Alarum. So Alarum Alarider.
I love it.
Kian, they are innocent and optimistic, and they wish they were lucky and fearless.
Oh, you did that the smart way. I did it a silly way.
And let's see the traits that I chose. They have a brand shiny new rider's jacket, freckles, wide eyes, and a training manual.
Of course he has fucking freckles.
I love him. Okay.
I'll grow to love him too, I'm sure.
Let's see. One you believe with your whole heart. Let's see. He believes with his whole heart the dragon riding is glorious and noble. And he's starting to doubt. Aw, let's give him a complex. He's starting to doubt that he'll be a hero someday.
Oh, buddies. All right, and for your questions, you have one to ask to Elizabeth as the person to your right, and one to ask to the rider you are most trying to emulate, which I think we could all guess is going to be Esther Jean, but, you know, if you have a different choice, make that.
I wonder.
Let's
Maybe.
see. All right. Okay, so the one I ask Elizabeth will be... How did you welcome me into the Warrenguard?
I nodded at you and then walked away.
Totally ignored me.
Light acknowledgement.
Yeah, like I gave you a nod, like a head nod, and then just walked away. That was probably more than I gave anybody else.
Not an eye roll and shake of the head because, yeah. Anyway.
No.
And Esther,
Yes.
what nickname did you give me?
All right, listen, Lowrider. I know you really want to be part of this whole thing that's going on, but seriously, you gotta calm. You gotta slow your roll because this ain't what it's cracked up to be.
All right, you guys are fantastic. All right, moving on to the outsider. Elizabeth, please introduce your character and your dragon.
I'm still workshopping my dragon name, but my hunter's name is, or my rider's name is Lilith.
I just looked at
She,
your
they.
dragon name.
Yeah. So I have the giant, big, strong bronze dragon that I have tentatively named Teeny. And
That I love.
then- Yeah, I didn't want to give him like a big name. I wanted to give him a cute little name. I went with they them pronouns for my dragon, and Lilith are she they. For the two traits, or I'm sorry, two thingies. Sorry, words are hard all of a sudden.
Words are always hard. It's okay.
The two that I am is secretive and a troublemaker. And then two that people just think I am. I don't know. Probably a liability and untrustworthy, I think is what I'm gonna go with for that.
Ooh.
Just until you get to know me. Once you get to know me, I'm sure it'll be fine.
Or you'll drag us into trouble with you.
Oh, I will absolutely do that.
I'm no stranger to trouble.
My big brother's
the
just the same.
traits. Your brother's same. She has a twisting scar, an axe with a reputation, a
Nice.
tattoo that declares her past, and a perfectly seen, or a rarely seen, perfect smile. What sets me apart is I spent a year as a rogue dragon rider raiding holds, and an unfounded rumor about me is that I killed a fellow rider.
Pirate dragon.
And then I am a pirate. So who is to the right of me?
Would that be me?
I guess to the right of you will be
I'm
Chris.
above, but kind of to your right.
Yeah. Or either we'll do it this way.
Yeah.
Have Ava be to the right of you, and then choose the other one who most accepts you.
Okay. How do I scare you?
Does it mean to say just existing? Because you're a lot bigger than I am, and that axe is just really, really scary. But I'm sure you're really nice, though. I see them as being very careful not to get on her bad side. I don't want to make her angry at me.
You won't like that. Chris.
Mm-hmm.
What stories have you heard about me?
Mostly the raids of other holds. And about the rumor of having killed a fellow rider.
That was everything? Did I miss anything?
That is. Nope, we're good. And I will say this as a side note. I try to say this in one big thing to not talk over everybody. But this game is so good that even with the technical difficulties, the characters are basically making themselves. I don't have to do really anything to help you guys with the characters. I point you in the right direction and sit back. And that's fantastic. But last but not least, we have our caretaker. Chris, go ahead and introduce your character and their dragon.
Hello. Alright, I am Salem, which means safe in Arabic. They, them. Very humble, would blush easily when complimented. And I'm rather pretty for someone who is rather androgynous. I do have curls, like short curls, like it kind of stays up above my shoulders. And I would believe their hair would be white. I have a locket around my neck, kind of like a tarnished locket. I have a Warren cat that I take care of, that hangs around my place. And I have a very, very soft, kind smile. Says choose one you cherish. I think a best friend who knows everything about me. I would assume that would be Aegis's character. That would be like the best friend. And that's why I pick on the wooden leg.
Somebody got close to me.
That's why I pick on your wooden leg all the time. And I know I can get away with it without getting like smacked or something.
Just careful
All right,
how
so
often you do it.
we do need to
because
go
I won't
back
have
a
your
little bit.
snacks in there anymore.
Shit. Okay, fine.
You did choose
Sneak
two.
snacks into a
You
movie
did choose
theater
two
if
who
you
you are.
do me.
So you choose two that you are naturally, and two that you have learned to be. So humble and pretty, is that what you were naturally, or what you learned to be, and then what were the other two?
That's what I learned naturally. I'm gonna put in a different color what I had to learn to be. So I learned to be a good cook. Is one. Let me get a different color. Is that blue? And I think I would have. And a warrior. I learned to be a warrior, having been in this. Oop. Yeah, that's it. That's fine. Yeah, I learned to be a cook and I learned to be a warrior.
There we go. All right, and then you said you chose one that you cherish, which was the best friend. The other side of that is one that this job has made you grow away from. And which one of the things from the list is that?
A philosophy that I built my worldview around.
Ooh. Okay. And we'll go deeper into that as we play. And hopefully we're not working on a 15-minute delay that we seem to be running with. All right. So person to your right will be Elizabeth. And then the other one is the rider who most needs your care.
Okay. To Elizabeth. How do I make the Warren feel like home?
You always make sure that we have something warm to put in our bellies. you always just kind of put little touches of yourself around, so it just feels more homey than like just a barrack, or the Warren. But that's the big thing that Lilith notices, is that you always seem to make sure that there's always something good cooking for us. So it's always has that like homey, home cooked meal smell going on.
Totally not the reason I've gained 15 pounds since I joined this place.
Oh,
but whatever.
gosh.
Thon can barely carry me.
Skill
Maybe
is
she's a live wood for your next leg.
That's
And then who's the... I have to pick someone?
Someone who most
You
needs
pick who
your
needs
care.
your most care.
Most needs my care. The new kid. The new kid. Let's see. Ooh. When have you seen how tough I truly am?
Oh! There was this one time that Lilith was I accidentally like scratched her I don't even remember what anymore. I made her unhappy one day, and you made her stand down. You got her to leave me alone and stop being so mean. And if you can make the scary Lilith stand down, that's you're awesome.
So adorable. I love it.
I can't wait to crush their little spirit.
I love it.
Or maybe the GM should be the one looking forward to doing that.
If you want to do the work for me, I'm not going to complain.
I can do it.
Talk to
too.
Teslin. Talk to Teslin. I will give you plenty of fodder too.
My dragon. No. I have a purple dragon named Basil, which is royal in Greek. It's he, him. And he does have like a kind of like a golden collar, like on his neck. To kind of show that's like, yeah, I'm fancy, bitch, kind of mentality. But he's also, he's more humble than a normal purple dragon. Given how long we've been in this hold, he's kind of toned down. But he knows how, to assert himself. He's almost exactly like Salem. Knows when to be like, hey, enough. But not as attentive to others as Salem is. So it's like, kind of lets Salem do their thing. And if I asked, then he will be like, oh, fine, I guess I'll have to do it. But he does it because he does like his writer. A little soft spot,
Alrighty.
He acts like he doesn't care.
And then if everyone can find their way to slide number 5, we now have our cast of characters. Now we have to build the Warren and the hold below. And the first question of that is, who is your Warrenguard commander? Which one of you is actually in charge? Not Kian. Kian's not allowed to be in charge.
Anybody but Kian.
Right.
I feel like the old timer or the caretaker should probably be in charge. One of them.
Right.
Okay.
I almost chose Warrenguard Commander, because that could have been one of my things, but I was kind of like, I don't know if I want to like, I don't know if I want to necessarily be that. So I mean, but with that kind of vote in mind, Blue, how do you feel?
I feel like So I feel like if it's Esther, it's because she wasn't given a choice. She's kind of shoved into that position. And if it's, oh my gosh, I can't remember.
Salem.
Lula, what's your character? Salem, that's it. That should be easy to remember, you would think. If it's Salem, it's because somebody had to, and better me than somebody who doesn't want the position.
Yeah.
Right.
So, like, different vibes.
I mean, I can definitely feel, you know, I could do the begrudging leader thing, for sure.
I think either way it would be like a begrudging leader, but would take it seriously.
I mean, Lilith could do it, but she would be really mean and boss everyone around, and I don't think anybody would be.
Yeah. How do we want to do this?
We could flip a coin. If
Flip a coin.
neither of you is particularly...
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, totally. Yeah.
Do a coin flip. And then after the coin flip, I have to pee. I'm really sorry. But do the coin flip, we'll see who is going to be the commander, and then if you guys want to keep going, I'll be back in like 2 seconds.
Alright, you want heads or tails?
Tails.
Well,
You dropped it!
I did. Oh, wait, look, tails. Looks like you get to be Warren Commander.
Great.
I have a
actually
feeling that's
glad.
actually how it happened.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's precisely how we did this.
Funny
so
story.
Yeah, give me 2 seconds. I can still hear you guys. So feel free to keep talking because I got my AirPods.
Yeah.
But I gotta do that, and I'll be right back.
That actually reminds me, my family's from a really, really, really small town up in Kansas. Like, so small that a few years ago, the mayoral elections were between my great-aunt and one of her brothers, one of my great-uncles. And they decided on it because it was tied with a coin flip.
Oh, fun.
So, like, that's how small a town a lot of my family comes from. But I was actually using a Coddlesworth's Clockwork Circus poker chip.
Ooh.
That's how I keep it on my desk, and it's how I make all my decisions. I just flip it.
Love it.
Definitely works. All right, next step is going to be each rider chooses one Warrenguard trait. So all of you guys get to choose one of them. Aegis is listening as she runs and does what she needs to do. But if anyone has any ideas or any hankerings for one versus another, go ahead and shout it out and basically add it to the list.
Looks like a couple have already been chosen. And I'm going to
nope,
go ahead and
so
add a loyal hound to the list. Oh, are those already there?
That's later on for the Warren. Yeah, we always have to have dragon stables and room for the riders.
Oh,
That's just by its nature of the Warren itself. We're actually up a little bit.
I see
Of the each rider chooses one Warrenguard trait. That one.
Got it.
Lilith would choose the patrol flight schedule. That's
We have to have matching uniforms.
I was going to say call sign.
Go for
That
it.
or relaxed atmosphere. Let's see what
Matching
commander-
uniforms.
You were asking about Lilith rolling her eyes. The matching uniforms, that is the eye
Definitely
roll.
roll the eyes, yeah.
Yeah.
That is Kian's favorite part, is the matching uniforms. And theirs are always in, always pressed and perfect and...
Oh, Salem's going to hate this.
Well, I
Lilith,
have a
makes
green bar
alterations to
list, so
her.
I...
Yeah.
That's against regulations!
They match enough. It's okay.
I just realized Kian has actually... Kian has the training manual, so he's flipping it out, flip it to the page.
And then, like, turns it around, shows it. Look!
It's right here!
And I
Yes.
It out.
Yes, Kian,
There's it.
please show the Pirate Raider the training manual, and they will definitely pay attention to that.
Maybe that's the situation Salem saved them from Lilith.
Yes, there you go.
Before they knew any better.
It's like puts hand on book, pushes it back towards one way, and pushes the other one the other way. Shoo. It's okay. We can bend the rules. It's okay.
That's not what rules are for.
We're our own hold. We can bend the rules a little.
And while Aegis is reviewing the choices you guys have made and making her own choice, I will say some of the cool things that have happened in the backer kit already, and some of the stretch goals that have happened is solo play has been unlocked. One, I forgot who's writing it. I wish I had that list in front of me. Let me find that while Aegis is doing that. But basically, someone is writing up rules for playing your time at the Caldera as a solo RPG thing. So like your character first arriving at the Caldera, binding with their dragon, going through like the actual classes and things like that, and before they graduate and become a full-fledged member of the Warrenguard. There's a couple different rider archetypes that are happening. Like it's a lot of cool things that are happening. Alrighty, we have an Aegis back. So
We're up here
the
in
hooligans.
The traits,
Yes. Yeah, and each rider chooses one Warrenguard trait. The hooligans that are under your command have chosen matching uniforms, a patrol flight schedule, and call signs.
Gotcha.
What is
I'm
Estrogene
gonna
adding to
go
this list?
A chore wheel, obviously.
I was just looking at that one being like...
Yeah, me too. I was like, oh, do I want to be that person?
Chore wheel. Gotta make this shit go.
I should probably change the
It's the
color.
first thing she instituted after becoming...
Here, I'll make mine
It's almost as
green.
bad as matching uniform.
I'll make mine that obnoxious green.
Alrighty. So now we're going into the Warren itself. You guys now have kind of a feel of where you guys are as a Warrenguard, and now we talk about the Warren. So the Warren has a Warren Keeper, who tends the facilities, who helps help feeds the dragon, help works with the dragons with you guys. So who is your Warren Keeper? They give examples of like a dragon rider without a dragon, an elder from the hold, someone's spouse.
But not like one of us.
So it could have been, yeah. It could be one of your spouses.
I could see Salem.
Yeah, I was gonna say I nominate Salem because I had to be the commander.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. No. The Warren Keeper
This
is
is
a complete
specifically an
other
NPC,
NPC
I
who
think.
handles
Yeah.
handles
That's
all
what
the
we were
day-to-day
asking,
stuff
yeah.
in the Warren. While you guys, sorry, I misunderstood. Yeah, while you guys are actually fighting monsters, the Warren Keeper does the general admin stuff of this building.
Then I think the dragon rider without a dragon
Yeah.
is pretty good.
Ooh, and that
Okay.
actually gave me an idea for some bit of Kian's backstory.
And what is their name?
Oh.
Uncle Corvin is what Kian's gonna call them, but probably just Corvin for most people.
I like Uncle
I could-
Corvin though.
Yeah. I like Corvin, yeah.
I just looked
Okay.
at all the names on the list. I was like, ooh, Uncle Corvin, that sounds nice.
Yeah, the Warren Keepers thing. I like
That
Corvin.
means by the time we play next, Kian, I want to know what color was Corvin's dragon and what happened to that dragon. And that is giving
I
you
can do
homework to
that.
figure that out for next week. So now
I already
each
have
rider
answered
gets to
the second
choose
one.
an amenity. Each rider gets to choose an amenity for the actual Warren itself. Dragon stables and rooms for the riders are always going to be there as stock things. But it looks like we've got a couple other things already chosen. Hooligans. I see steamy baths, a bar full of
Lilith.
exotic liquors,
Yes,
a massive kitchen.
The bar was going to be my
All
choice
right.
until I saw somebody else had chosen it. So
Yeah, sorry,
I
that's
what
think
you
did.
fast.
That's
and then
fine.
I'm picking a
I think-
training
fair.
field.
I'll absolutely share.
Oh, Keen, of course. Keen is, of course, picking a training field. Wait, what happened to the Loyal Hound?
Huh?
We chose against it, I think.
I would have originally. I was gonna originally do the Loyal Hound, and then everybody else went fun things. So I figured we need actual training facilities.
I feel like a steamy bath with a really good stocked bar is necessary. I don't think that's fun. I think that you need a good drink and a hot bath at the end of training.
Okay, in my head, Kian is
True.
like 15.
I was once
Fair
naive enough to think that training
no.
mattered in the field.
We do not have child soldiers in this world. Kian is 18. Kian is of the majority. He would not have been
Barely
let out of
legal.
the caldera without being that. He may act a bit younger. He may be a bit weird and younger in general. Kian, for all intents and purposes, is going to be a legal adult.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
adult,
Was
yeah.
okay. Meh, I'll look in. Yeah. Probably was about 15 when they entered the caldera.
Yes, absolutely. You guys were in your mid-teens when you guys first got sent there to bond with a dragon, because you have to still be in your own adolescence when you bond, and then you grow up together with your dragon. So, for example, fucking Esther Jean's dragon is like dragons still have full dragon lifetimes. This is kind of like their early to midlife crisis that's going on right now, of them binding with humans. And as long as they survive until retirement, the dragons then get to go fuck off and do whatever they want afterwards. So yeah, there's a very big difference between Kian's Blue, who is still very young and very fresh into the world, and Esther Jean's Yellow, despite the fact that Esther Jean's Yellow is normally a very joyful breed of dragon. It's still, they've been around for a bit. So then moving on from the actual warren. So your warren is actually a floating island that with chains has been anchored above a hold. And, one of the surviving pockets of humanity. There are 58 holds across the land. You are just one of them. So in a world where there's wild magic and monsters and everything like that are constantly, attacking people, what makes your hold defensible? You can choose one or two of those from that list.
I like magic
water.
barriers, understand.
Yeah, I like the magic barriers.
Yeah, I do too.
I mean, same.
Flatlands with good sightlines.
Yeah, and then also magic barriers, because like flatlands, like we can see everybody coming and they can come right at us, but then they're not going to be able to get any farther.
This
then
feels
we can
like
back
we're trying to do
images.
Sparta. This feels like Sparta, where they had no walls. It just seemed it's just magic barriers,
Mm-hmm.
and we're out in the middle of nowhere. I do like the idea of a
All
deep
right, so now we know why.
canyon,
We don't have to do the magic barriers. I just thought that was.
I really
Yeah.
like the magic barriers.
I do too.
me too. I just didn't want any deep water.
No.
We're good.
Alrighty, so that's how when we know now why the hold has survived for this long, both these two features and you. Now tell me a bit about the hold itself. What features characterize your hold? Again, you can choose one or two from the list.
Twisty, narrow streets. I like twisty, narrow streets.
Okay. I was thinking a natural wonder.
We are
I was looking at the natural wonder or the glittering lakes.
Yeah, the glittering lakes. Yeah. Not
But I
going
feel
near
like
okay.
it.
So
the-
Twisty Narrow
the
Streets and
twisty,
Natural
narrow
Wonder.
streets and the natural wonder, yeah.
Yeah, I think we're doing natural wonder.
So you guys are finding the most Studio Ghibli-esque, Warren hold to protect. Understood.
Yeah, apparently.
I didn't even think about that.
There's also for
Yeah, I
some
didn't
reason a moving castle walking around. We don't know why. No.
And this hopping scarecrow,
So-
I have no idea where he came from.
I want somebody to give me. Somebody has to take on the homework of figuring out what the natural wonder of your hold is. and before next week. And how does your hold feed your dragons? So in the world of Warrenguard, everyone is vegetarian. This isn't a ethical reason, or dietary reason. It is a practical reason. Dragons are huge, and they're carnivorous, and they take all the meat. So everyone else eats vegetarian. But how does your particular hold feed your dragons? Are they hunting monsters? Hunting, Absolutely.
I like the livestock idea. I thought
you have
it'd be
the
interesting
great
for
flatlines.
Yeah. We have all
Oh yeah,
this
we do have the
space.
flatlands. Yeah.
Yeah. Just roaming herds of cows as far as the eye can see. Dragons, they just fly down, pick one up, and be like, mine.
Free range cows.
All right. And what is how is the hold governed? Who are in charge of the actual hold? Because it's not you guys, which is a problem because sometimes it'd be a lot easier if it was you guys.
I love you guys and all, but I feel like it's probably better that we're not in charge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you're right.
Personally, I like the idea of an elder council. I don't know why, that just fits the vibe I get.
I kind of was thinking like some sort of like matriarchal elder council, but that's because weird like that. I don't know. I like the idea of just like a bunch of old women.
Oh,
running
yeah.
this whole thing. But either way, I like the elder council, or I like
Well, an elder council fits your vision. It's just that all the elders happen to be women. They're the only ones that live long.
Do it.
I had thought about the
Do it up.
military one. I'm like, I don't think Lilith would agree with that.
might not. Lilith might not, but I would.
Yeah, I don't think Lilith would agree with the military dictatorship.
So now we have to come up with a name. Name conventions is generally adjective hold. For example, the two other actual plays that I've at least personally witnessed have been in Craven Hold and Tide Hold. One in a mountainous region devoted to a goddess, who is the goddess Craven, and the other is a port city that deals with a lot of things. That's why it's called Tide Hold. So, given the fact that you are in this large flat land, run by these councils, surrounded by livestock, what's a good name for your city? What's a good name for the hold itself?
Prairie.
Yeah, prairie hold is probably
Prairie hold.
endless prairie hold.
Endless prairie.
All hours, everything the light touches.
What about that dark spot over in the far right?
Pride hold.
Pride. We're so prideful that we are out in the middle of nowhere, quote unquote, defenseless.
No, it works on so many fucking levels.
Yeah.
Pride
I like
hold.
Pride hold.
Everyone's
I like
people.
that too.
Pride.
Sure.
Yeah.
Get it.
Prairie was good, and then Pride was like,
It's because I was thinking of Pride Rock. Like once I said,
yeah, I could
everything
get,
the light touches,
I made the leap.
Yeah.
I made that
And
leap
then-
too.
mhm. Somebody can suggest.
Let me
something else,
rename
it's
this
okay.
flight.
I went real hard.
No.
With that, but it's because I got excited.
Nope, I like it. Stuck.
Yeah, I was trying to come up with something based on the fact that we have those, the magical, mystical, the barriers. And so I was going for a more mystical bent to the name of it, but I couldn't come up with anything in time.
The pride still kind of fits with that though, because like we're just like proudly sitting like, bitch, what you gonna do? 'Cause you can't.
We're so Spartan.
Yeah.
We're a little nicer, but we're Spartan.
Some of us are a little.
Some are more than the others.
Yeah,
Yeah,
some
no,
of you.
I think I'm Athenian.
All right, I've
Oh, my-
renamed the book
my
the
historyness is
Pride
coming
Hold
out.
Flight Book,
Yay!
and that
Well done.
is all we need to do. That is character creation. That's everything set.
Woo! We did it.
We did it despite technical difficulties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys are, Warren. Alrighty. I think that's where we're going to end it today because OBS is being a butt. So
Butts
we
happen.
will. Butts happen. We will get into this next week into more in-depth shenaniganeries. We'll actually start playing, start going through the different chapters and fun things like that. But yes, thank you everyone for being here. Thank you all these players, Aegis, Chris, Ava, and Elizabeth. Again, just as a reminder, oh, of course, there's an ad break now. And of course, Stream Moments isn't just going to pull up the thing I needed to pull up. But yes, as a reminder, we're playing Warrenguard. It's a Dragon Running RPG from Natalie Pudim. It's currently on BackerKit. If you go to warrenguardgame.com, go back it. It's fun stuff. You know, it's doing
pinned,
amazing.
By the way. The thing that you,
It
the
is
thing
pinned.
that you
You are
wanted to bring
amazing.
up with, yeah, I pinned it.
Thank you. And yes, so the starting soon in the BRB artwork were created by Natalie Chenard at Ghost Candle. Our overlay was created by our very own Aegis. The artwork is by Shan Benian. Why is the pinned comment not letting me see the full comment? Of course. Curses. Shan Benian, who is at Anon B Draws. The design of the layout is stolen shamelessly from Abby Kelly at ABZ Kelly, who is actually the layout artist for the game itself. But thank you all for being here. Thank you for sticking through the technical difficulties. I'm gonna immediately post this on YouTube, and I'll be spreading the link around. So once that link is out there, hopefully that's a bit better of a watch than whatever shenaniganery was happening here. But we'll be back next week to actually play. Thank you, everyone. So let's say goodbye to our YouTube audience. Bye, YouTube.
Bye, YouTube.
Oh, great.